Joining us on today's show is an inspirational speaker, serial entrepreneur who is currently the Chief Executive Officer of GTEX Holdings, Mr. Stephen Akintayo, and is also the Chief Executive Officer of Stephen Akintayo Consulting International. He'll be speaking on his business growth classmate. Welcome with us, Dr. Stephen Akintayo in the building.
Thank you. Congratulations.
How are you? Yeah, your first time in our studio.
Wow.
Yes, it is. We'll take you on the tour. Yeah, it's good for you. Good to have you. You look nice. How have you been?
Good.
We see you around the world, you know.
Yeah.
Congratulations on all you're doing. So we heard about this Business Growth Masterclass that you're working on. What is it about exactly?
Well, Stephen Akintayo Foundation is a non-profit arm where we just try to give back. We give grants to small businesses, we do conferences, we do charity events. But this time around, our focus is on entrepreneurs. We realize that businesses are not scaling in Nigeria the way they should. And part of it is not just funding is one of it, but it's the least of the issues. Most times people don't even really know what to do with funding. They don't know how to go about it. If I woke up this morning to a gentleman who, this is even a church, he was to start a ministry and came to us. I've known him over time. And of course made some donation. And then I woke up to saying, I gave the money for the leasing of where we use for our church. Before you know, apparently the person I thought was the owner of the building also leased it, and the real owner has now chased him out. And apparently was paying every month, and I paid 1 year lease. You know, and then was, you know, and we couldn't, the ministry doesn't have where to use now. And I remember he said, but you told me that I should be paying in installment, I shouldn't do the entire 1 year. But I felt I had all the money when you donated, I should just pay so that I know the building is secure for 1 year. But these are the kind of issues. Sometimes we even now raise funding for business, you lose it. Everything is gone. And it's not even because you mismanage the system, and it's because we don't have proper mentorship, proper training, and we don't have a lot of people who are doing a bit better, willing to pull other people up. How many businesses do turnover of $1 billion naira every year? If we can have 1 million of such business, that guarantees average business that does 1 billion a year has minimum of 50 employees. Right? That's already 50 million people now have a job. Right? So the conference is to begin to work with business owners to say, how do we scale?
Okay, so I like the part where you mentioned the fact that you said that there are a lot of people who want to start business, but they don't know how to go about it and all. So this masterclass, is it mainly for startups or for people who already have established, who are already established in the business, or there's a certain industry you are targeting?
It's for first of all, it's general to all sectors, and it's also for both startups and those who've started. Conversation is growth. We are hoping it's going to be the largest business growth conference ever in Nigeria. We're doing massive, in fact, over 20 billboards, TV adverts, CNN adverts are coming up. We're really pushing hard, and because for us, we want it to really reach and bring so many people into the conversation. How do we scale businesses? Oftentimes people reach out to me, oh, you're in 4 continents of the world. How did you do it? Right? How did you get it right with staffing? You know, some people cannot even, they're still struggling with 20 employees, right? So how do you then scale at that level? So structure, funding, right? Marketing and sales, and so on and so forth. So it's open to everyone. And even if the information is not what you need immediately, it's good to have it and arm yourself with it before your business ever gets to that level. You know, and because you can't just be reactional about your growth.
So I wanted to ask about the common, you mentioned one mistake, really sad story, and this person even had a bit of counsel, and yet the person didn't follow through. So I wanted to ask, what are the common financial mistakes that business owners have made that they usually would make when they are trying to expand? And how the masterclass will equip people with the strategies to deal with those common mistakes?
I think one of it is that we're very emotional in this part of the world, right? So I still will never forget, in this whole world, one of those I trust the most with money is my older brother. right? And at some point he had a business challenge and he wanted me to buy one of his farms. He's into agriculture. You will not believe it. It was him and my lawyer. And like I said, I trust is the one I trust the most in this world with money, right? And there's no time to go into why. But in future, I won't be dealing with him, right? It may be my children with his children. You see, it may be me and his wife, and we have a case now going viral even on something like this, or between two business partners, right? So oftentimes we just get emotional. It's my brother, it's my cousin, it's my in-law. Just pay the money. Is there any contract? Nothing. Is there anything spelling out? The best time to iron out exit is when you are both smiling. If we both don't agree and want to leave this business, what do we do? It's not that we're yummy, we should agree.
You're right.
Now that we're still smiling, that's when we should agree, and it's written. So in future something goes wrong, we know we just carry the contract. Oh yeah, what did we say will happen, we will do when we get to this part of our business?
Okay, so is this masterclass for private businesses only or a public sector people?
Is it fasted?
And she can't take ginger because she's fasting, so we have to
ginger till the break. So is it private businesses only you're looking for, or the public sector?
We want everyone, including the public sector. I mean, I've argued that I have, in the course of expanding our business in 4 continents, I've dealt with people in government offices, right? The way they treat me, I'm always having to look at it again and again, right? If I show you messages in the US with mayors telling, can't you come to our county? I will give you this concession. You know, why must it just be Houston alone? We are also in Texas, we have this benefit. Well, you know, they are wooing you. In Nigeria, I say, who is it? You have to wait 1 hour before we see him. Right? And that's why we are not growing. Because those in the public sector think that their job is to, and kudos to Mr. President, because I could see intention. I mean, he was the first in recent years that you see him with MDs of companies, right? And trying to, you know, which is very unusual. You know, I used to be told that before now, you even bribe to go and see the president. Yeah, you literally have to bribe your way. And now you see, so we need people in the public sector to know that for us to make Nigeria work, it's both the public and the private sector.
You know, this thing you said is so powerful.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the example that's in my head because people know I'm talking about them. But it's that thing of you always feel as if somebody owes you.
Yes.
When we should see it as a large, all together trying to build an
inside and do my own.
But let me talk about the administration, Tinubu's administration for a second, because a lot of people are really crying in this economy. It's not easy. But do you think people can scale their businesses in the current administration as we have it right now? So
my argument is that we as entrepreneurs, our job is to solve problems. And that's why in every country, government that really know what they are doing, they bring entrepreneurs closer. Once the election is over, we need to govern. And you can see even what's happening between politicians and Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Right? And today now, Elon Musk's business is suffering, is in shambles. And to even help him, you know, Trump said, okay, I will buy your car. All of that, we need to support this. Because he's trying to curb excesses and waste. And you will not believe that the corruption will fight back in America, where people support. And now he said, no, there's $400 million here lost, this wasted here. So to the Tinubu administration, I see, for us in business, we felt the pain of his reforms. But those who really have foresight and don't want to play emotion or politics can see that really, if they follow through, this is the way out. You know, I mean, I've never necessarily been a fan of Tinubu administration, but when subsidy was removed, I supported it. When the devaluation of the naira, all of those policies, we knew if you see a government that is committed, it will work. For us as entrepreneurs, our own job is to say, okay, where are the problems? Can we provide solution? Because that's really our job. Where there is a problem, we provide solution. Okay, people are complaining petrol is expensive. Then you are seeing entrepreneurs come with CNG, convert. That's really entrepreneurship. Convert cars who used to use petrol to, can they use, certain type of gas to reduce costs? Every challenge is an opportunity to make money for you as an entrepreneur. So yes, you can scale even in this economy, but of course we still want government to be more friendly. Right? Yeah.
Okay, so in addition to her question, right, how do we scale beyond Nigeria, that's beyond Africa, and just like to maybe copy their policies and then
expand globally as you have done?
Yeah, I think I've argued that the problem is that people don't know that they need to start packaging themselves as a global company from today. Right? Some people run their business like a family business, and the day you now need to go global, there's already a problem. And there's nothing wrong to run it as a family business. As I shared this weekend, I said never hire someone you cannot fire. At some point in our organization, I fired my wife before. Right? It's not emotions, and she's still my wife, and she's still equity owner of the business. That doesn't, is administrative decision here, right? We think you are not competent in this role, I have to let you go on this role. So those are the kind of approach that is affecting most businesses from scaling, because you too much emotions, too much sentiments, and when you then go into expand globally, they don't do sentiments. Everything has to be, there has to be record, there has to be data to prove everything.
We have to wrap up with you, but I need you to just talk very clearly about the masterclass, what's going to happen, who's coming, the structure, the venue, the whole work. So that
so it's in 2 locations. We're starting with Abuja. Abuja is on the 12th of April, and it's physical, Aladi Kwali Hall. And we also have a VIP session in the evening, while the second day is virtual. Right, and that's the day I'm having all of my international friends and Locke, Brian Tracy. While for Lagos, we're doing 19th and 20th. So 19th it's physical, Eco Hotel, and we have amazing guests and myself. Then day 2 is virtual. And there's so much is the value, and there's so many post-event mentorship attached to the conference as well. To really see that we can support businesses beyond
the flyer on the screen.
The conference.
We'll phone numbers on the screen.
They can just go to the website business. We now have a main website, www.businessgrowthconference.org, or they can go to that one to stevenakintayo.com/.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you. Wishing you the best coming up with the event.
Thank you.
We hope that people will actually learn quite a bit from you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all we